Oh God, I just spent $250 like 2 hours ago, and I don't feel good about it.
That's why they call you Big Dave, man. You got that big D making it rain on them.
It's so sad. It was worth it though, I guess. What I did, so
We'll get into that. We'll get into that. But I wanted to say Happy Halloween. It's Halloween weekend.
Well,
2021 Halloween. It's a weird one because we're still folks are still hesitant about trick or treating, going out partying. It's a lot of restrictions in some places. I know here in my town, they have a curfew. They're even age restricting the trick or treaters this year. It's
what do you
just
mean by
total.
age restricting?
Like the city ordinance came out with an ordinance that said kids under 12, like it's I don't know how they worded it, but basically, like you're gonna, I guess be in trouble if you're under 12 and you're
If you're
trick or
under 12, then what
yeah.
isn't the trick
No,
or
no, no,
treating
no,
age
no. I
cut
mean, if you're
off?
if you're over 12, I'm sorry, if you're over 12,
Yes, I
like they're
because
gonna.
I want to see a cop pull over a kid that looks older and say, "Give me your license."
Hmm.
And he's like, "Look, I swear I'm 11." Like, no, you're
Yeah.
not. You're 13. You little shit.
Yeah, it's beyond ridiculous, man. But
Here's my plan. If I ever unfortunately become a father, uh,
that day's
uh,
coming, I'm sure.
it's never coming. I'm getting a vasectomy, in the next year, dude. No kids for me. I would look at my kid and I would be like, listen, it's Halloween. I know you want to go trick or treating. However, I could spend, you know, $50 getting you a suit. We could then spend hours in the cold or in the heat. It's North Carolina. The temperature is random.
Yeah, it's wild card. You never know.
Exactly. Going from house to house. You're going to get half the candy you don't want anyway. And, it's just not going to be a fun time. Or tomorrow morning, before or after school, depending on what day it is, we could swing by Food Lion. I'll give you $25. You can go to all the 50% off candy and just get what you want. Your choice, kid.
But the point is the experience, man. You go
What
out and
experience?
you,
It's
you know, trick or
dumb.
treat with your friends. Come on, man. You don't remember doing that?
Okay, if I don't have to take my kid, but I'm talking about when you're, 10, 8, you have to go with your parents. If you're going with your friends, you're too old to go trick or treating.
I
Generally,
don't
there's
know,
one
man.
parent who gets stuck with like 5 kids, like who drew the short end that year. I don't know.
Come on, man. It all depends on the neighborhood. Yeah, it's part of the experience. Part of growing up, man. Going out trick or treating in your local neighborhood, going to the big house to get the big candy bars and shit,
No,
mapping your routes out.
I'll just take him to the community center where they do trunk or treat. I could sit back
Yeah,
and just like go,
they
just
do
let
a
him
lot of
do a
that.
lap,
Yeah, or they
be
did
like,
trick or treating at the mall or some shit. They do
yeah, and
that
I'll be like,
too.
just go, and I don't have to go door to door, and it'll
Ah,
be like it's like,
it's
yeah,
not
that
the
was trick or
same,
treating,
man.
kid. No, not if I don't tell him what the real experience is.
You know what really pisses me off though are those parents that drive their kids from door to door. It's like, are you that fucking lazy, really?
Yes.
Like, I mean, damn it. What have we become? What have we become, man? You can't even walk down the street and trick or treat. Well, I think a
No.
lot of it is like people go to other neighborhoods,
Right, and they've
which is
started
totally
restricting
against the
that.
rules. It's totally against the rules.
They've restricted that kind of stuff. I've seen neighborhoods around where I live. I live, in a posher area, a Cary, Raleigh area,
Yeah.
and I've seen, there's security guards in at the entrance of neighborhoods that check people's licenses to make sure they live there.
Damn.
Yeah, those are,
Those
especially
HOAs
gated
must be
communities,
those
all that stuff.
must be paying out the ass for HOA to hire a security guard for that night, though.
Yeah, and
I mean,
they
damn.
do it. That's what they do all the time.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
they don't want the rest of us peasants to have the king size Reese's and shit. That's what.
Peasants, you grew up privileged, as did I, sir. Well, I mean, we may not have had silver spoons in our mouth, but they were definitely silver, sterling silver.
Yeah, yeah. I
We
think
weren't.
mine was more
You and
like
I weren't.
tin.
You and I weren't exactly impoverished, man. We grew up in the same neighborhood.
Yeah, we did. We did. Well, to be fair, I lived there uh, maybe like a year, and then we moved to an apartment. I remember that. For and
Yeah,
then we moved to like the other side of like Rayford Road.
Yeah.
Yeah, like you know that area where it's like a shopping center. I think there's a Walmart there now, but there's like a food line, that little strip.
Yeah.
And like across the street, there's like a gas station. But right next to it's a neighborhood. I think it's called Lake something. Lake Lake Herman or some name, but like that's where we lived for a few years.
Well, when my parents were divorced, you know, my dad met my stepmom, and they were obviously in a little bit better neighborhoods than my mom themselves. My mom was fine though. She lived near, you know, Terry Sanford, which is a great school. She still lives near there.
I actually went to that school.
Yeah, I almost did. I lived right next to Terry Sanford.
Oh, dude, you should have. We would have kept playing Pokemon.
You probably knew some of the friends I ended up making around that area.
Probably.
Yeah, do you remember a guy named? Oh, God,
well, we won't name names on here.
We won't say name names. We'll talk after this. But the thing is that I lived literally right next there, right next to Woodrow Park and everything.
Yeah, I remember going to Woodrow Park many times, and or is that Honeycutt Park?
Was it Honeycutt? I thought it was. It was on Woodrow Street.
Yeah, it's Honeycutt Park. Yeah, I remember because it's on the. You could cut through there to go to the high school.
Yeah,
I think, or not the high school, the college that's right there.
But my dad lived in a little bit of a also good neighborhood, so it wasn't a whole thing. I remember when I was a kid, I don't have a lot of Halloween memories as far as trick or treating and stuff like that. You know, I lived mostly in Spring Lake and things like that. But I do remember one time when I was going trick or treating, it was when I lived on the place where we apparently lived next to each other. And it was my first time going out alone, and I was waiting for it to get dark because you got to wait for it to get dark. And my favorite show came on, and I was like, I'm going to watch the Halloween episode of this show. And then as soon as it's over, I'm going to go trick or treating. And I remember watching the show, and it was a great show. Do you remember a show called Wishbone?
Yeah, little
dog.
Damn it! How'd the dog?
Jack Russell.
How'd the song go? Everybody knows it's no. That's
everyone knows it's Butters.
That's no.
No, it's.
Why did my mind automatically?
Wishbone.
Yeah.
What's this?
Yeah.
Anyway, so they had a special that night. It was the Sleepy Hollow episode.
Yeah, I remember that one.
Yeah, and I was like, oh yeah, man, I'm gonna watch.
They actually throw a pumpkin at that fucking dog.
They did, didn't they? And
I'm sure it was like foam or something.
So for any of you who don't know what Wishbone was, I highly recommend you look at it. It's a show where a dog basically teaches you kind of like classic books through his own adventures, and he always casts himself
as the main character,
or the side to the main character, because there's some main characters he can't play. Like I remember instead of him playing Don Quixote, he played Sancho Panza and stuff like that. But it was so it was really great effects. Like that dog was really well trained.
Yeah, I think in that one he was Ichabod.
He was Ichabod Crane
in that episode. Well, I heard they actually had more than one of the dogs there.
Oh yeah, well for some shots they had like 3, but the main dog, whose real name was Soccer, by the way, little trivia for you. He would also try to implement something that was going on in his life to whatever story was going on. And I remember the story that was going on in the real life, you know, as he was telling the Sleepy Hollow story, was him and his friends were going around doing a scavenger hunt to try to win a gift card to a new sports shop that had just opened up because Joe, Wishbone's master, wanted a new basketball.
Okay.
Yeah. So I remember them doing some crazy clues and stuff like that. And it was pretty good. I watched every episode of Wishbone, and I really wish they would do a DVD or a Blu-ray release. But unfortunately, it's one of those PBS shows.
Yeah.
So I don't think it's going to happen. It's like Arthur. Like a lot of people would love Arthur if it was released, or even if PBS did its own streaming service. You know, you got so many back episodes of Sesame Street and
man,
and
they keep getting us money from viewers like us. What the fuck? They're not giving the viewers what they want.
Give me, you know, Blu-ray release of all the seasons and episodes of Wishbone. I swear, I used to record on the VHS episodes of Wishbone.
I thought they had VHSs of those shows, though.
They do some of them, and there were a couple like movies, like TV movies that they did release on VHS. But I used to record them onto a VHS that I had, and I swear I recorded an episode that was only aired once because I never saw it live again, and it was a really weird episode.
Mm-hmm. Then wasn't that a book series too?
Yeah, he did. I in fact have some books.
Oh,
I in
okay.
fact have some of the Wishbone books.
Yeah. Like it didn't teach you how to read, right? I remember
No,
that.
no,
It was
it
just
was legit, just like, oh, here's Three Musketeers, but we're gonna really simplify. It was kind of like, what was it called? What are those crib notes? Not crib notes.
oh, dude, I'm gonna make your night right here, man.
What? What is the version of like, oh, I don't want to read the entire book, but I can read
Spark Notes.
Spark Notes.
Yeah.
That's it. It was like the Spark Notes version of it because they would also.
I just sent you that link, man. Check it out.
Okay, I've seen this, but I don't think it's real. I think what it is
no, it's like a DVD
bootleg.
like a bootleg. Yeah,
it's
man.
a bootleg. I've
Yeah.
seen this, and I thought about buying it before, but I can watch some of them on YouTube.
I mean, dude, it's better than nothing, man. I mean, I did the same thing with the Spider-Man animated series. I'm wondering what the hell Disney's waiting on.
Well, it's
at
on
the
their streaming service.
Yeah, well, like I would like a DVD, please. You know?
They say no, you can't have them.
I mean, what the shit, man? Because I know one day they're gonna take Spider-Man off that streaming service, like they do everything else.
Are you sure there's no Spider-Man animated?
I mean, there have been like compilation discs, but there's never been like the full series on DVD. There's been like compilate, like they have a DVD with all of the Green Goblin episodes, and they're all kind of out of order.
Yeah,
you know, kind of thing.
I see what you're saying. By the way, okay, so there was a series in that Spider-Man show. I know we're talking about shows a lot.
Mm-hmm.
There was a series in that I really was hoping that they might do in the Marvel movies one day. Do you remember? It was like a 5-episode series where they tried to take the serum that made Captain America and they put it on 5 different people, but it wasn't long lasting. So they all had different rings that would allow them to keep their powers.
Yeah, that was in the Spider-Man animated. That's the same show I was talking about.
Yeah, that's what what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I think it was like season, I want to say season 3 or 4, where like Peter's parents were accused of being traitors to their country.
Russians,
and so so Peter goes to like Russia or something to discover some crap, and then somehow, you know, the serum, they had these rings. Like I remember one of the guys' name was the Wizard.
Mm-hmm.
It was fun. Yeah, I think his name stood out over, and there was, I think it was like Flag Girl or something.
Right. I remember that, and I always thought that they would do something with that in live action, but I guess they just never did.
Well, they had the Falcon Winter Soldier show. I think they had one of them.
That's what I thought that guy was, but I don't think it's been confirmed.
Nah, he was one of the captain, like he was one of the people they tried to replicate the super soldier serum on.
But was it the actual guys that we already knew about from this?
No, there was a bunch of people like that though.
So it's just a nod, but it's not the actual them. Okay. Well, that gives me hope that they could do that one day.
Yeah. I mean, maybe. So yeah, man, I don't know, Halloween, man. It's actually cold, getting darker now. You know, it's raining as we speak. But I remember as a kid, some of the best memories, man, just going out, walking around with my mom and dad, you know, getting candy, and with my sister too.
Wait, both of your parents took you?
Yeah.
Oh, that's something.
Oh, when my dad was around, I mean, you know, military, so he's gone a lot, but but as we got older, what I started doing was, obviously because we were too old to go around trick-or-treating, I'd made gift, you know, I'd buy buckets, you know, the pumpkin buckets, and fill them up with candy and give one to my brother and my sister, and one for myself. And then we kind of just pig out from there. Then we carve pumpkins and all that whole nine. But
so it seems like you are okay with my going the next day to just buy candy.
Well, as an adult, but not as like, if you're under 10 years old, you gotta go.
You don't. F
Come
it.
on,
I'll get the
man.
kid a mask and let him go into Food Lion when he picks out his
But
candy.
then, like, you have fun in school too, because like you remember school, like you dress up during
They don't do that
Halloween.
anymore.
Then they do little pumpkin Halloween. They don't do that shit
They
anymore.
don't do that anymore, man. Remember, I was a teacher. They didn't allow us to do that anymore.
You can't wear costumes and have Halloween parties. They don't do that
No,
anymore in school.
you can give out some candy. You can do different things like that. But again, there's very big restrictions on that too, because you have everybody complaining about the kid with the nut allergy, the kid who's allergic to chocolate, the kid who's allergic to coconut, the kid who's allergic to this and that, and then the kid who feels left out. And yeah,
This seems
the
seems
kid
like there's a
who
lot
can't
more
afford to
kids.
buy this stuff and can't afford to get a costume, and he can't afford. Yeah, so it's like it's all about not hurting people's feelings anymore.
I mean, what happened to this country, man?
The people who used to
Telling
get
you.
bullied won. That's what happened.
I guess so.
I mean, I know. Here's the thing: I never got.
But
bullied,
that's horse shit too, because I used to get picked on, and
I never really got picked. I really flew under the radar. I didn't get picked on, but I also wasn't a picky. I wasn't a picker, but I wasn't a picky.
right.
I was just under the radar person. But yeah, that's basically what happened. All the people who got picked on are now ruling the world.
Yeah, ruin it for the next generation, I guess.
Mm-hmm. They're like,
even
all the people who watched Seventh Heaven when they were kids are like, we gotta keep that going.
ABC Family. Yeah.
Hey, look, I watched Seventh Heaven.
Shit,
really
what's
did.
that? What's that one? Is that show with the family that's always learning lessons and shit?
Every fucking sitcom family ever.
No, but like it's really like bad. It's
the father was a preacher.
Yeah, it's really fucking like cheesy, man. Like like they'd sing around the living room with the fucking acoustic guitar.
I don't know if they ever went that extreme.
No, but like it had that feeling though, right? Like
yes, it did. But the actor who played the father ended up being a pedophile, so that's fine.
Oh, there you go. Well, you can't trust sandwich men, and you can't trust preachers from family sitcoms, I guess.
No, you can't. I mean, here's the thing. It was one of those, it was a little, okay, it was on the line of shows like Family Matters and Full House and Step by Step, but it was a little bit more into the cheese, but not much. I mean, if you look at early Full House, like, holy crap, that was cheese.
Yeah.
But they had to go a little bit into that because they were on, I think they were on CBS.
ABC Family, man. ABC Family.
They went to ABC. No, reruns got put on ABC Family.
Oh, shit.
And
okay.
Actually, I think their last 2 seasons, they were on a different network, but I think they mostly were on CBS.
Well, regardless, it's probably on Netflix or something by now.
Hulu, like, actually.
It's I
watched a little bit. I was like, oh, let's watch the first couple seasons.
That means you're watching it now.
No, I'm not. This was I don't know, 2 years ago or something.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's get into our weekly question. What is inside your console?
Which console? You got to be more specific.
What's inside your console, man? You pick.
Well, inside my Xbox is actually a game that you were playing, and then I decided to pop my version in, Far Cry 5.
Oh man.
Now, here's the thing: is
first Detroit, now Far Cry 5, man. I'm having that influence on you.
I realized that Far Cry 5 is actually co-op, and since it didn't seem like you got very far and I didn't get very far, that could be something that we play together.
Yeah, that would be cool, except I have it for PlayStation.
You bastard. Fudge. Yeah. Well, is there crossplay?
I don't believe so.
Well, crap. All right. Inside my Switch is, oh god, I'm gonna get roasted for this. Okay, I don't watch anime. I don't watch anime.
Mm-hmm. I know that.
But when I was a kid, there were Saturday morning cartoons, and there was Pokemon, and there was, a couple
that counts. That counts. It came from Japan. It counts.
So I decided to buy a game because it was on sale for $17 when it's back up to like almost 40 now.
Mm-hmm.
But it was on sale for 17 and I found it. I bought Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel, whatever it is, Legacy of the Duelist.
Oh yeah. It was really cheap for a while. I meant to pick it up. Yeah, I don't even like Yu-Gi-Oh! I'm that much. I kind of dipped my toe in the water and then I was like, all right, I'm good.
For
I'm
me, I
satisfied.
don't really like the games. I watched the first series because it was on. I think I started around season 3. I didn't watch the first 2 seasons.
Yeah.
But Yu-Gi-Oh! Abridged, man, it was just
Oh
so
yeah.
funny.
Yeah.
I
Was that little
periodically,
Karibo that does the
yeah,
main? Yeah.
I frequently just go on there and just like, let's watch an episode, and then I go down a rabbit hole and I watch like 4
Yeah. Yeah.
because it's
That's
just
how it
so
happens.
good.
That's
Because
how.
it's just so good.
Same thing with the Team 4-Star Dragon Ball. You know.
Oh, for you maybe.
Yeah. You should watch this other one. It's Sword Art Abridged, Sword Art Online Abridged.
I've seen it. I've
You've
seen
seen that one? Yeah, that's a good one too. that
it. It is.
one, that was one of my favorite ones. But so I'm still playing the Elder Scrolls Online. Actually, last weekend I did nothing but play that for 2 days because they had that little event, which ended the free subscription plus thing where you can play all the DLC for free.
Mhm.
So what? And Holly, she came down. She brought the TV down, the Xbox, everything else, and she set up shop here and played along with me, man. So we had the shades drawn close. It was like 2 days of just binging on pizza, soda, and playing Elder Scrolls Online, man. I felt like crap Monday morning.
Yeah, we're both in our 30s. We
I'm
can't
like,
do that anymore.
I can't hang anymore, man. It's like,
My friends,
what the
my
hell am I
friends,
thinking?
I want to play games with my friend. Well, with our friends, Tanya and the twins. TT Teton. You can censor the name.
Yeah.
Just call her Tauntaun and friends.
Garfield and friends.
However, they want to play at like 11:30 at night, and I'm like,
Yeah.
no.
Well, those dudes, from what I remember, they sleep until like
Oh my god, I'm going to
2 o'clock in the afternoon anyway.
I'm going to a con with them in
Yeah.
January,
Yep.
and I'm probably going to end up staying with them. And oh my god, it's going to be
Yeah.
so.
And then get ready because like at 2 a.m, be like, hey man, you want to go get swole?
And I'd be like, fine.
No. Like
I'm sleeping.
Last time I chilled with them, it was like, yeah, it was at a convention. I think it was the same one. And it was like 2 a.m. It's like, hey man, we're gonna go down to the gym. You wanna go get swole? I'm like, no, I want to sleep. Like, what the fuck is the matter with you?
Okay, I wanna say something. I'm making some weird faces here. I know that. Because while you were telling your story and I was listening, and honestly, I'm glad that you and your wife can do that kind of thing. See, if I was to ever get married, which is never gonna happen, I would want somebody I could just do that kind of stuff with.
Don't say that, man. I used to think the exact same thing, and
you have prospects. You're fine.
That's what prospects it was nothing but issues, honestly, at the end of the day. Nothing even came close to what I have now, so
I'm glad.
as far as I'm concerned, none of it before my wife like even mattered. It was just it is what it is, right?
Yes.
And I used to think, with every breakup, it's like, I'm never gonna have this again. But in a way, I was right. I never got that again because I got something like 10 times better. So, and eventually it'll happen. You just gotta, like it seems like the world lost the last 2 years. So you probably weren't able to go out and do as much and meet as many people and. But we're slowly progressing back to that point, man.
Look, I'm just hoping I have a heart attack by 40. Get out of this rat race. You know what I mean?
No.
So I've been
welcome to the Doom Train.
There you go. So I've been making a face because I clicked on a random posting of somebody with some video games, and this was posted yesterday. So this is a new segment I would like to do. Is guess how much they're selling this for?
Oh.
So he's selling a variety of items, first of all, and he's got them listed here. So the first item, Super Nintendo console with controller, power cables, AV cable, and 2 games. And the 2 games are Pitfall and Super Mario World.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll go ahead and I'll describe the system. Here, I'll show you a picture. Very dirty.
Probably
kinda
smells like
yellowed.
cigarettes.
Definitely smells like cigarettes. Dirty, at least in this picture.
I'm gonna
And
guess.
I can only
I'm
see
gonna
one
guess.
controller.
I'm gonna guess 250.
No. Oh, it is only one controller. No, not 250. You're actually pretty over. He's selling it for a price that, I mean, I guess is okay, but it just shows how much games have gone up for. Keep making guesses.
Well,
Lower. We'll do this
what,
Price is
like
Right store. Lower.
200 flat.
Lower.
180.
Lower.
150.
Lower.
$100.
Over.
120.
Over.
130.
Over.
140.
Yes. He wants 140 for the Super Nintendo console, one controller, the cables and everything, and those two games.
Fuck that, man. Hell no. No.
Okay.
What the hell are you paying for? Super Mario World? Like,
basically. Okay, next in the post, he has 3 original OFC. I don't know what that means. What does OFC mean? I keep seeing that everywhere. Original factory.
Yeah, factory. Like
controller.
It's the original factory. You know,
content.
It's not third party.
Okay. So he's selling 3 OFC N64 controllers, 2 gray and 1 blue. He's selling them individually. How much does he want for them individually, sir? Well, first of all, how much would you pay for an N64 controller, standard gray?
Was it new in box?
No, it's used, definitely used, but it's not a third party. At least from what I can zoom in.
I mean, it depends on how shitty the joystick is, but I've never paid more than maybe $10 for a 64 controller. It usually comes with a system.
This does not come with a system. I can tell you right now, you're definitely low as to what he wants for each.
Well, like 30? That's crazy, man.
He wants $35.
Fuck no.
Each controller.
Bro, you smoking crack, man.
And he's got some other stuff here, you know, some N64
Remember, you're
games.
competing with the Switch now. Nintendo's actually remaking those controllers for the Switch. So good luck selling that shit.
That's what I'm saying. Is like that should mean the N64 market should go down, but it's not going to.
Nah. I think when all of us start dying off is when that shit becomes worthless again. You know?
Well, for me, that's about 7 years.
Nah.
Then I'll be 40.
Nah. You're gonna outlive me, man. What are you talking about?
Oh God, if I outlive you, something's wrong in this world. Or your wife finally got enough of your crap and killed you.
You definitely have a better diet than I do. You know, I eat all the red meat and all the bullshit that I eat, man.
Yeah, but I'm still twice your size, bro.
That's still.
I'm also 6'3".
Yeah.
Also 6'3". Oh man. So talking about, you know, Halloween and everything, are there any horror games that you either tend to play or like try to play or want to think that it's a good time to play these games around?
Yeah, I mean, you know, there's over the years there have been a few games that remind me of Halloween, I think. So
okay,
we'll go ahead.
I'm not talking Halloween on the Atari.
No.
Or anything.
Good luck finding a copy of that, by the way. I heard it's like stupid expensive.
Of course it is.
I'm not an Atari collector, but yeah. Does the price vary on the color of Sharpie they use to write the label? I wonder.
Yes,
because I know there's purple ones and orange ones.
I guess so. I don't know. I don't collect Atari. But what are some games that you think?
So top 5 Halloween games.
You want to do top 5?
We'll do top 5. We'll do top 5. So
you got to go first, though.
Okay, so the one game that reminds me of Halloween for PS1, Medieval. I mean, hands down.
You play as a skeleton guy, right?
You play as a skeleton guy. You're fighting ghouls and monsters. I mean, fuck. One of the bosses is a giant jack-o'-lantern. You know, a giant pumpkin monster thing. So, you know, I mean, that's got to be the most Halloween-y game ever. You know,
I'd say it's up there.
Yeah. Number 4 definitely have to be Resident Evil 2. It's my favorite in the series.
Really, 2
Yeah,
on
2
the on the what?
on the original PlayStation, man. Well, now they have
Really?
the remake out, so you can
Really?
substitute.
You're not gonna roll it on the 64? Resident Evil on the 64?
No, PlayStation, man, all the way on that one. I'm sorry, man.
It's that's shocking to hear. A lot of people, would consider 4 their favorite, but you're a 2
Yeah,
guy.
yeah, I'm a 2. I mean, that's the one I started with. 4's good, but I think 2's got more of that, like, I don't know, man. It freaked me out more, like walking through that hallway and those freaking, hands, like that. That was the only time I remember actually jumping at a video game.
Yeah.
You know, so that would be definitely number 4. Number 3 would have to be Until Dawn. That's a slasher kind of 80s style, made by the same people, I think, Quantic Dreams.
Yeah.
Made by that did Heavy Rain and Detroit Become Human. So that's definitely one to play for sure. Um, yeah, number 4 will definitely have to be Castlevania 4 Super Nintendo.
Okay.
I mean, Super Castlevania 4. What is more Halloween than a castle, Dracula, werewolves, Medusa heads, ghosts? I mean, hell, Frankenstein is in it, or Frankenstein's monster, I should say.
There you go. Thank you.
So,
Wishbone taught me the difference.
yeah, Wishbone taught me the difference too. So that, yeah, I mean, really, you could do any of the Castlevania games. Symphony of the Night is great, of course. Rondo of Blood, Chronicles X if you can't find Rondo of Blood. But I think Super Castlevania 4, I think with the 8 directional whip and that was a memorable one growing up. Definitely appropriate for Halloween time.
Okay.
And then my last pick for Halloween, the perfect game to play for Halloween would probably have to be Dead Space.
Okay.
Because it's I know it's exactly the same as Resident Evil, but what is more terrifying than being out stranded in space with these necromorph things coming at you? I mean, and you're out in space, nobody knows you're there. You're essentially alone with these things. I can't think of a more terrifying scenario than that. I mean, a close second would have been Alien Isolation, but I got kind of frustrated with that game with how smart the alien AI was, and
Well, stop playing games on realistic mode.
yeah, right. Yeah, right. But I think those will have to be my top. And there's plenty of other games that are great for Halloween, but I think these are like the most Halloweeny type. I mean, you can even throw in Jersey Devil in there for PS1. I think one of the pickups was a pumpkin. They had little pumpkins and little ghouls and gremlins and all that shit. So, and the Gex 2. I think they had.
You've already gotten your 5.
Yeah. So you see, I can go on forever, but yeah,
You
those will be my 5 for sure.
Okay.
With my honorable mentions. All right, man, your turn. What do you got?
Well, here's the problem. I don't play horror games. I don't like horror games. I don't like being scared. I don't see a point in it. I don't watch horror movies. So it's like, why would I play a game that I can't play 20 minutes of? I mean, like, it's kind of like I played the first 30 minutes of BioShock and I couldn't play it anymore because I found it too, like, I didn't like the jump scares. Yeah. It's stupid.
So so your question was top horror games or top games
like horror
remind you of Halloween?
Like,
I kind of went both ways.
You did, and I would say, do I have to have played these games? Because whenever somebody says a game, I immediately think horror or I think Halloween. Because there are certain games that as soon as somebody says, like, oh, Silent Hill, Outlast, those type of games.
That's a good one. Silent Hill.
I've never played them. I never would play them. What is it? The Blood Origins or the Origin game? The kind of like, whatever games? Or is it like Halloween themed games that have different Halloween themes? Different Halloween themes mean like zombies, because then you could put Fallout in there. You could put Dead Rising in there. You could put a whole bunch of things. Or is it specific? It has to be Halloween-y.
Like something like Costume Quest, where it takes place during Halloween.
Any of the Kingdom Hearts games where you go to Halloween Town.
Yeah, that'd be like the first one.
First or second one, right? Yeah.
I think in the second,
third one also you go
Christmas Town. No, I don't think you go in the third one.
It might just be the first one then. But then I would consider that to be the ultimate game that has Halloween theme in it, because you literally go to a place called Halloween Town. So I just need definition, because if you're looking for games that I've actually played that are considered horror themed, I probably
let's go with Halloween. I'm curious to see what games remind you of Halloween. I kind of went, when I think Halloween, I think of these games like Super Castlevania 4.
Yeah,
essentially all of the universal monsters are present there.
Right, that would be in my top 5 too.
Yeah,
that's the thing. Like, it's definitely one of the Castlevanias, because you literally play as Dracula. Or you don't play as, or Alucard.
Yeah.
And you're literally trying to defeat Dracula, who is like the ultimate monster.
Yeah.
But there's also, literal games with Dracula and Frankenstein in them. If you're like, okay, what is just Halloween games? When you think this game, you think that would be a good game to play during Halloween. 7 Days to Die.
Okay. Okay.
Just because, it's a zombie themed game, you can play it with friends, an MMO, an MMO type game, and I think that would be a good one. I'm going to go Castlevania 4, obviously, because you got to. Honestly, any of the Castlevanias will work for this.
Yeah, for sure.
But
definitely like Symphony of the Night, Super 4.
Yeah. It's going to be a weird one, controversial one. Zelda Twilight Princess.
Okay. I mean, there are some scary things in there, but how does that remind you of Halloween? I'm curious.
The framing of it is very like it's a mature game. It has some scary theme elements. The entire game looks orangey, like it was meant for fall.
Yeah. Like it's got that Twilight sort of sunset type look to it. Yeah.
And you turn
definitely a darker feeling.
I mean, like when I think of that game, I think of when I think of like, scary games, there's certain part in that games that are definitely in there that would be there. And it's a game I've played.
So let me ask you this. Would you pick that over Majora's Mask?
Yeah.
Because that's a pretty dark and gruesome
it's a dark one, but I would definitely still pick Twilight over Majora.
Okay.
I've never finished Majora.
And the fact that I guess Link is a werewolf, you can kind of say.
Exactly.
Okay.
But
All right. I mean, that works, man. That's a good Halloween type game.
Because I can easily crap out on this and say, oh, Minecraft, because they have Halloween stuff in it.
Yeah.
But I'm trying not to do that.
Or Elder Scrolls Online because they have the Witches Fest.
Or any of The Witcher because it has monsters. That's the big thing is like trying to figure out definition of these games. Like,
no, it's got to
remind
you of Halloween. Games. Like remind you of Halloween. That.
Oh God!
Like when you think this, like Silent Hill was a good one too.
But I've never played them, so I can't. I have them, but I can't say that because I haven't played them. It's the same thing. I have Dead Rising. I have Fatal Frame, Clock Tower. All these games.
That's a good one too.
Yeah, all these games that I definitely know are Halloween themed and scary themed. I've seen people play or do reviews, but I've never personally played them.
Yeah,
and that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying not to just give you generic answers of games I haven't played, like Outlast and blah blah blah. I definitely could, if that's what you want to do. Then my top my top 5 are Fatal Frame, Outlast, Clock Tower, Freaking Silent Hill.
Silent Hill, the whole
And
series.
Resident Evil. Bam.
My top 5: Silent Hill 1, 2, 3, 4, and the PT demo.
Oh, Castlevania 1, 2, 3, 4, and Symphony. There you go.
No, I think I think you started off good. It was definitely a solid list of different genres too, because unlike like my top 5, I basically picked Resident Evil 2 and Dead Space, which are, you could argue, are the same exact game. Like if I had to,
Prey is also a Halloween game.
Yeah. So I if I had to replace one of them, I'd probably drop in maybe Silent Hill 4 or Silent Hill 2.
Okay, I got one for you. I got one for you. Call of Duty Nazi Zombies.
Well, then you can just put any zombie game in there.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. You could put in Dead Island and Dead Rising and
Far Cry, Fallout 4, Fallout 3,
because they got ghouls in there and super mutants and shit. But
zombies ain't my neighbors. There you go.
Yeah, there you go. No, but I think any Castlevania is probably a solid choice, man. Again, all for the premise, like you're in a dark castle. You're
Dark Castle. There's a game.
Oh yeah, that game, Dark Castle. Yeah, that game. Don't play that game.
Never play that game.
What's that one for NES? Is it Monster Party?
Monster Bash.
Monster
Maniac Mansion.
No. It's Monster Party. Like all the people watching and be like, "You fucking casuals, you don't know shit."
I think it's Monster Bash. I want to say Monster Bash, but it's not.
Yeah, it's Monster Party.
Monster Party, okay.
For the NES. Shit, look at that cover. You got the Black Lagoon there. You got Dracula in there. You got Medusa up in there.
I mean, all of these games are just, oh yeah, let's just put generic monsters in there. I mean, that's what video games have been doing since the beginning.
Yeah.
So it's hard to say what game that I've played reminds me of Halloween. The only thing I can think of are games that I felt uneasy playing because they had some uneasy things in them. This is why I went Twilight Princess, because it just reminds me a lot of, it's a darker game. It seems more like it takes place during the fall and autumn months. And the whole him going psycho during that one part is still sticking with me even to this later. And him turning into a wolf and Ganon and all that shit. Yeah, of course. Of course that's there.
Yeah.
What else could I say? I mean, you could have said Dark Souls, because it's just all Bloodborne. You could have said.
I think Bloodborne would be a good one too. Just
Dante's Inferno.
Just because it's in that dark goth, sort of feel.
All right, number 2. I did 3. Here's my number 2. Dante's Inferno.
Okay. You literally go to hell.
Go through hell. You got to face the devil. What's more, Halloweeny than the devil himself? There you go. I still need one more, don't I? Crap. I'm trying to look at my games right now. What is there? What is there? There's that game, and then there's that game, and
that one game with the thing.
That one game with the thing. I guess. Okay, I got one. It's a game we kind of talked about. And it's in the genre of one of the games that you did. I'm going to go Heavy Rain.
Okay. Is it because of the thriller aspect to it?
It's definitely a thriller. There's a serial killer. You don't know what's going to happen.
It's got that one that was kind of like Saw, that one part.
Yeah.
You have to cut your
finger
off.
Saw 1. There, I played the Saw game.
Yeah.
Yeah, I played the Saw game.
Yeah, I don't think there are too many.
Oh shit! No, I got one. Fuck. How did I? Manhunt.
Okay. Yeah. I think that's a good. That's
Manhunt. Bam. Forget I said Heavy Rain. Cut that out. Edit it.
I think that encompasses the feeling of terror for sure.
Yeah.
Being hunted down by these psychos, and then I remember that fat pig dude.
Yeah.
That freaked me the hell out. But there aren't too many games that are specifically like Costume Quest is specifically about Halloween. There are plenty of games where they had Halloween type levels, or like you think Banjo-Kazooie.
I really was thinking Banjo-Kazooie.
Yeah, like you think the setting. I mean, creepy witch castle, and
Mad Monster Mansion. Oh yeah.
They got that Igor type dude. I forget his name. It's been so long since I
Klungo.
played Klungo. Yeah, basically like Igor. You have Bully for PS2, which there's a part in the game where you do some missions during Halloween. You know, there's I mentioned Gex before that they
I
have
mean,
those levels that are like the slasher. I think it's called Scream TV.
yeah.
Those levels where you're like, I remember one specifically. You're in like a haunted mansion, and there's like pumpkins and ghosts, and you pick up tombstones. Like that's the collectible for the level. Um, fuck that one. Uh, was it booze? Oh, dude, fucking Luigi's
Mario.
Mansion.
Luigi's Mansion.
Luigi's Mansion, any of those. I mean, haunted Ghostbusters, haunted the Ghostbusters game.
I
That's a good,
haven't played
yeah.
it.
That's a damn good game. You should
Yeah.
pop that in this Halloween. This
Well, maybe if
Halloween, pop that game in, play it, and you'll be like, "Why is this not Ghostbusters 3?"
if I get some friends, maybe I could play it. Yeah.
It's
It's
single
just
player, man. You can play that.
oh, eh.
It's the
It's a game.
Ghostbusters game, right? Not
I'm
like,
not a huge Ghostbusters fan.
oh man,
Is the problem is that I've seen them, and everybody who's like, "Oh, I'm a Ghostbusters fan," they mean Ghostbusters 1. They never
I
say
love
2.
both of them, man. Both of them are awesome. I watch both of them. And matter of fact, like since I've been with my wife, our tradition has been to order a pizza, try to get it into the shape of a pumpkin. Sometimes they'll do it,
I think that's like Papa John's or something.
Yeah, Papa John's or somebody will do it sometimes. There's one time I did it myself, but like we'll eat pizza and watch Ghostbusters 1 and 2, and then she'll pick 2 movies. It's usually like some random Netflix, B horror movie. Like one year we saw this it's like I don't want to say Sharknado, but it was on the level of Sharknado. It was like some weird alien thing, but anyway.
I before we wrap up, because we're coming to the close, there was something that we talked about during the first broadcast that got lost behind the scenes. Talking behind the scenes, the first 10 minutes of this got lost
before our technical difficulties.
Was the Grand Theft Auto remastered.
Yeah,
you had some good points about that.
Yeah,
and I want you to remake them, but I have a question at the end. So go ahead.
Okay. Yeah, so what I was saying before is I recently watched the trailer to that, and when I first heard about it, and I think it was you asked me about it a couple weeks ago. I was like, "What do you think about it?" I immediately was like, "Nah, it's gonna be shit," because it's gonna be like what we've been getting for PS3, PS4. They're gonna brighten it up a little bit, slap another HD filter on there, and then call it a fucking day and pocket your $60, right? But when I watched the trailer, it was, I was like, whoa, what's going on here? It reminded me of those old YouTube videos. There's a couple that I watched, a few years ago where someone took and remade the opening to Vice City in Unreal Engine. And I thought, man, if they did that dude, just make that fucking game. I will gladly replay Vice City if it looked like that. And lo and behold, look what we're getting.
Yeah, for me, it looked like all of those memes that are going around, like RTX on, RTX off. For the people who can actually get like the latest graphics cards and stuff.
Yeah, like life without RTX, and it's like the PS2.
So here's my question.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe you can answer this. And this was the question I was asking when you got disconnected. So let's hope it doesn't happen this time.
It's that damn question, man.
Why is everybody jacking their dicks off because they want to play San Andreas? Why is San Andreas considered the best of the 3? I never understood that. San Andreas is a great game.
Yeah.
Great game.
But, I think out of the 3, my favorite's Vice City.
Mine's 3.
3 is good, but I think I like the setting of Vice City more.
I don't think I ever beat. I played Vice City and I played San Andreas. I think the only one I ever beat was 3.
Yeah,
I spent so much time in that game.
I played 3 a lot too, but I always go back to Vice City as my favorite because it's very nostalgic for me.
Yeah.
Me and my dad used to play it all the time, and I mean we had to buy another copy because we played our first copy so much I got scratched to shit, man. So we had to actually go out and buy another copy of that game. But
Yeah, I think we talked about this when we were talking about memory cards.
yeah.
Yeah.
But
we're,
I think
we're on episode 3. We're already repeating stuff.
Yeah, we're already on reruns. Fuck.
But why San Andreas?
I think for that reason, right? Like, San Andreas came out 13 years ago, something like that.
No, it had to have been way more, because I was like, it had to have been at least. Let's see.
20 years.
I was in high school when it came out.
Yeah, I think
I was like 16, 17. It's got to be at least 15, 16 years.
Yeah. So I'm just sitting on a computer. Let me just look it up.
While you look it up, I'm going to say things. I really did like certain aspects of San Andreas. I like the fact that you could ride a bike. I like the fact that you could get fat. You could lose weight. You could change a lot of things of your character.
Mm-hmm.
I really like that aspect.
2004.
Yes. So I was 16 at the time.
So,
like I said, 16.
So I think for a lot of people, that at the time was like the top selling game, for a lot of people. And, it's the biggest map. Like you said, you could do so many things with your character. You can change the clothing. You can customize cars. You can, it had all these RPG elements in it. And, you had this giant map,
When specifically did it come out? What day? Because I think it was around a holiday.
I think it was October. I want to say it was October.
It couldn't have been October. It had to have been like a November.
Nah.
Around the Christmas holiday. What time? What day?
Let's see. October 26, 2004.
Okay. Maybe I was a little wrong on that, but here's what I remember. Here's how I got the game. I remember pre-ordering it at Walmart.
Mm-hmm.
And I had to have my mom go pick it up because I was doing something after school. My mom went to go pick it up for me. She got it, handed it to me, and then I immediately went with my sister down to Georgia because I guess it was my dad's birthday.
Right.
That's why I thought it was around a holiday, because I remember going down to Georgia with the game.
Yeah.
Yeah, here's the thing. Since I have Xbox Game Pass, apparently I'm going to be able to play 3 and San Andreas. I'm not going to be able to play Vice City. And
really?
I'm like, yeah. So I'm like, am I going to pay $60 just to play Vice City again when I have 3 in San Andreas? Is the thing.
That's weird. Well, whatever you do, don't buy it for the Switch, because I hear you're gonna have to download stuff. Like it's not only going to be on the cart or something like that.
Don't like that.
So it may be the same for PS4 and Xbox. It's like they did with the Spyro remakes. But yeah, I don't know, man. Like it introduced a lot of firsts, I think. And I think around that time, like maybe the group of kids that came after us, like they were just coming of age, like we started with GTA 3, but they started with San Andreas. So a lot more people, I think, are nostalgic for that game than the other two,
Yeah, I can see that.
Well, anyway, guys, thanks for sticking around. I think we're gonna end here because we'll keep talking about nostalgia and Grand Theft Auto and running over hookers with ice cream trucks and all sorts of
bit of a shorter episode this week. We're gonna try to keep it to about an hour format from now.
Yeah,
I think.
Yeah, for sure. I think that's a good little taste of of the insanity that we talk about. I mean, crazy guys talking about video games. Oh, crazy shit.
Go watch some Wishbone episodes on YouTube.
Yes, and everyone, please have a safe and enjoyable Halloween weekend. Eat a lot of candy and drink a lot of drink.
And if you didn't, well, you're not going to hear this anyway. So because it's after Halloween, this is going to come out after Halloween.
Well, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine.
This is for next Halloween.
This is a
blanket statement for all Halloweens.
Every day is Halloween. Damn it.
It is, right?
All right, guys. Thank you again so much for joining us this past hour. Again, you can catch me on the social medias. I have a Twitter and an Instagram for some reason. It's at Drop Shadow Show. You can drop me or Big Dave a line and send us questions too. You know, we're kind of we're middle-aged men. We've been around the block once or twice. You know, we
Are
love
we
to do.
considered middle age?
Yeah.
Really? 30, like
I think-
lower 30s is considered?
Well, no,
middle
I
age?
think maybe 35 and up. So
I'm
we're
not quite there yet, man.
Not quite there yet. I fucking feel it though. I tell you that much.
Tell you, I feel like I'm 42.
Yeah, I'm about 195. Well, anyway, thank you so much again for listening. And we will catch you guys on the next one.